The jungle of Kareth 4 did not forgive weakness. Every soldier in the 9th Interstellar Combined Arms knew that. The alien flora bled acidic sap. The soil swallowed the unwary whole. And deep within the canopy where sunlight never reached, the Hyena Clan held dominion. 12-limbed pack predators with skulls like hammered steel and laughter that could shatter glass at 30 meters. Cadet Liam Reyes knew all of this. He had memorized the briefing files, passed every simulation, scored top of his class in alien threat assessment. None of that mattered now, because command had left him behind. It had happened in the chaos of the Kareth ambush. The 9th had been pushing through Sector 7 when the clan hit them from 4 directions at once. A coordinated strike that no xenobehavioral model had predicted. Liam had been at the rear of the column, pulling a wounded corporal toward cover when the extraction birds screamed overhead. He had heard Lieutenant Voss shout the order to board. He had heard the ramp slam shut. He had heard the engines fire. And then he had stood alone in the burning jungle, one plasma rifle with 30% charge, a corporal who was breathing but unconscious, and nothing else. His comms crackled once. Then silence. Command, this is Cadet Reyes, 9th ACG, last known position Sector 7 Delta. I have 1 wounded. I am requesting extraction. Over. Static. Command, repeat, I am alive. I have a survivor. Requesting any signal confirmation. Over. Nothing. He checked his scanner. The Hyena Clan was moving. 11 heat signatures converging from the east, triangulating on the sound of his extraction birds. They would be here in minutes. When they found no soldiers to chase, they would find him instead. Liam looked at the unconscious corporal, a woman named Sophia Dre, 10-year veteran, 3 commendations, 1 wedding ring. He looked at his rifle. He looked at the canopy pressing down around him like a fist. He made a decision. He did not run. Liam Reyes had grown up on a station built inside a dead asteroid. No green spaces. No open air. Just recycled oxygen, 12-hour work shifts, and a father who taught him one rule above all others. You do not leave people behind. It was not military doctrine. It was not tactical calculus. It was the old human code, the one baked into the species across 100,000 years of survival on a planet that also did not forgive weakness. You stayed. You fought. You found a way. He dragged Sophia into the hollow of a fallen titan tree, a specimen 20 meters wide, its interior rotted to a cathedral of shadow. He propped her against the far wall, set her on his emergency stim patch, and turned to face the entrance. The clan's laughter reached him before they did. It was the sound the briefings described as territorial vocalization, a rising, multi-toned cackle emitted by the pack before a kill. It echoed off every surface, designed by evolution to disorient prey, to make them freeze, to make them give up. Liam exhaled slowly. He checked his charge, 28% now, the rifle having bled a little more during the drag. He calculated, 11 targets, roughly 2 shots each at minimum, assuming every shot landed. He had maybe 18 shots before the rifle was useless. 18 shots, 11 enemies. That left 7 for error. He allowed himself exactly 3 seconds of fear. Then he got to work. The entrance to the hollow was 2 meters wide, a natural choke point. He pulled a length of tension wire from his survival kit and rigged it low across the gap, trip height for a clan member moving fast. He set 2 incendiary tabs at the base of the tree, angled outward. He tore his secondary uniform panel and soaked it in the acid sap pooling from a nearby frond, then tied it to a branch directly above the entrance. It was not elegant. It was barely a plan. But it was something, and humans had been building somethings out of nothing since before they had words for it. The first clan member hit the wire at full sprint. It went down hard, all 12 limbs scrabbling, its momentum carrying it directly into Liam's line of fire. He pulled the trigger twice. 2 clean burns. 1 threat neutralized before the pack understood what had happened. They did not freeze. They were not prey animals. But they paused, a half-second recalibration, and half a second was all Liam needed. He detonated the incendiary tabs. Fire erupted across the entrance in a spray pattern that caught 3 more clan members in mid-launch. Their laughter turned to something else. Something Liam had never heard before, not in any briefing file, not in any simulation. A sound that xenobehavioral models had not predicted because they had not expected a cornered human to fight back like this. Confusion. The clan was confused. Liam stepped forward into the smoke. He fired again and again, short controlled bursts, moving laterally to deny them a fixed position on him. One went for his flank. He spun, caught it with a strike from the rifle stock across its secondary jaw. The impact rang up his arms like hitting a boulder. He did not stop moving. He could not afford to stop moving. The acid sap cloth fell from the branch above, triggered by the heat of the fire, and landed across two more clan members. The sap did what sap did. They retreated, shrieking. And then, silence. Not the silence of before, when command had left him alone. A different silence. The silence of a predator pack reassessing. Liam stood at the entrance of the hollow, rifle raised, chest heaving, for clan members dead or driven off. The rest somewhere in the smoke beyond his line of sight. He did not lower his weapon. He waited. The laughter started again, but quieter this time. Distant. Moving away. He tracked the heat signatures on his scanner until every one of them had retreated beyond the scanner's range. Then, and only then, did Liam Reyes lower his rifle and put his back against the titan tree and breathe. Sophia came around 40 minutes later. She blinked at the smoke-blackened entrance, at the burns scoring the bark, at the two clan bodies still visible in the undergrowth. Then she looked at the cadet sitting against the wall beside her, uniform torn, one hand wrapped in a strip of cloth where the rifle stock had cut him during the impact. "What happened?" she said. "Command extracted without us," Liam said. "The clan found our position." She looked at the bodies again. And I didn't feel like dying today." Sophia stared at him for a long moment. Then she laughed, a short, sharp, very human sound, and shook her head. "You're a cadet." "Yes, Corporal. You held off a clan pack. Alone. 11 of them. 6 retreated. 5 are accounted for." She closed her eyes, processing. When she opened them again, her expression had changed. The veteran looking at the cadet. The soldier looking at another soldier. "All right, Reyes," she said. "Help me up." We walk out. They reached the forward operating base 19 hours later, on foot, through Kareth jungle that had tried 6 more times to kill them. When the perimeter sensors registered 2 human life signs, Command scrambled a security team expecting enemy-captured assets. What they found instead was a 10-year veteran leaning on a cadet, both of them mud-caked and smoke-stained, walking under their own power. Lieutenant Voss met them at the gate. He started to say something, justification, maybe, or apology. Liam did not let him finish. "Corporal Dre needs medical. Now." It was not a request. It was not polite. It was the voice of someone who had stood alone in the dark while the laughter closed in and had decided that certain things simply would not be tolerated anymore. Voss stepped aside. Later, much later, after debriefs and medical reports and a formal review of the extraction decision, a senior officer would ask Cadet Reyes what had been going through his mind when he realized he had been left behind, when he had nothing but 30% charge and a wounded soldier and 11 clan predators moving toward him. Liam thought about it honestly. "I thought about running," he said, "for about 3 seconds. And then," he shrugged, "and then I stopped thinking about it." The Kareth 4 incident entered the 9th ACG's operational records as a footnote. A failed extraction. A recovered asset. What it did not record, what no military file ever quite captures, is the specific quality of what a cornered human produces when the universe tells them that this is the end, that they are alone, that there is nothing left. The Hyena Clan had ruled that jungle for 300 years. They had never met anything like Liam Reyes. They would not forget.